Hello, my name is Wes Dawson, and welcome back to another riveting episode of Gabagool and 8. Now, this is a very special episode, a very special week indeed, yes. Now, you see, originally I had sold this episode to my advertisers as a curated collection of only the finest bits, the finest opinions, and the finest in-depth analysis of topical events that can be found in the podcasting world. Now, when I came to the realization that I don't actually have any advertisers, I said, well, actually, it's just clippings or bits and pieces from episodes that weren't quite good enough to make it anywhere else, or I didn't know where to put them. Here they are. I'll admit it, I'm getting lazy, I'm getting lethargic. My questionable diet decisions post-injury and during pandemic are catching up to me. Not only is it a bit harder to move, not only can I not quite tell the front of my body from the back of it as well as I used to, I think all of the cholesterol is slowly clogging my arteries and making it just more difficult to think of things to record an episode about. Regardless, here we are. Let's get started. Now, if you're looking for a particular rhyme or reason or any kind of, let's say, flow to this episode, you are horribly mistaken. As I've just mentioned literally like 20 seconds ago, pay attention. These are just going to be random thoughts, random ideas, random things that I couldn't quite cram them into the places I wanted to, and despite my most violent and aggressive efforts, they didn't fit, so here they are. This is Gabagool and 8 all over the place. One thing I'd wanted to elaborate on was the difference between European soccer hooligans and American football, let's say, douchebags. Now, and I don't want to be picking purely on the United States, but for Canada, our pro sports are lacking a certain je ne sais quoi in order to be compared alongside like the sport phenomena of European football or American football. Now, on the surface, these European and American hooligans both seem very similar, both are drunken sports enthusiasts, but there are some stark contrasts between the two. These European hooligans are hardened, violent people who are willing to throw fists at anybody willing. And of course, after the fight, they grab a beer, laugh it off until the next soccer riot. It's all good fun. Whereas a lot of these American football hooligans that I've seen anyway online, the ones that are more prominent on social media, they'll have an argument debating who will crush whose skull first. Keep in mind that all of this is taking place across like 3 sets of bleachers. And basically, if you want to win one of these fights, you just make sure that you're part of the home team, as ganging up on people with away jerseys is kind of the MO oftentimes. Then you got to go push the guy's wife a couple times, more baseless threats are uttered, and when it seems like everything is calmed down and people are returning to their seats, you punch someone in the side of the head who's not even involved with the initial dispute, run away and call for security. Hey, these colors don't run. They just embarrass themselves at sporting events. This one, I didn't really know where to fit it in. I put it in dumb shit people say you should be smarter. It's these makeup tutorials, that sum up like 5 hours of work into a 15-second TikTok clip. It's like a highlight reel, not really a tutorial. Or you'll see people like telling like true crime stories while doing their makeup. And it's the same fucking stories told by different uncharismatic people applying makeup, like Homer Simpson's makeup shotgun still set on horror. Now, this is one I've wanted to touch on for a while. Of course, this is shooter pistol whip. People who say, humans are the only animals who consume milk after child rearing. I'm not sure what the proper word is for that, but yeah, like, what exactly are these people trying to say? Should we be making our life decisions more in line with that of a goat or a stray dog? We're also the only animals who have built skyscrapers, create electronic technologies, build cities. Now, is this comparison supposed to be that we're just like any other animal and should behave as such? Clothing, consent, civility. Those are also uniquely human traits. So let's strip down and start shoving things in places that people don't want them, right? Yeah, we're going to start with the dairy drinkers. That's an easy shoot right there. Shoot or pistol whip, this will be just a pistol whipping because it's someone dear to me who does this. It's people who sporadically feed birds in the winter. There's nothing better than squawky, dumb, useless fucking creatures flying around the air, shitting on everything. But you do you. My opinion of birds are my own. But people who start feeding them and then they get too lazy to feed them when it's like minus 30 out, that's a big fuck you. They've answered to me, well, that's just how nature is sometimes. Yes, nature puts out bird feeders and feeds you in the fall up until it's too cold to go out and do such. That's a pistol whipping. Another easy shoot would be bands that kick out and replace their original guitarist, then bring them back like 3 years later and have 3 guitars that just sounds like complete shit. Iron Maiden, I'm looking at you. Another easy shoot are these Quebec influencers that got in shit, flying on the plane, partying all over the place. It's almost like they're playing like the too old version of dressing up in mommy's and daddy's clothes. Like, you want to live like a real influencer, you want that Ric Flair fucking lifestyle, or I guess that's kind of a dated reference, but you want to live like a real Instagram influencer. Well, first off, they're not flying on fucking Sunwing, like the discount resort airline. Eventually, I want to do a whole episode dedicated to simps and, I guess, simp culture or what have you, as it's something that's perplexed me for quite a while. I just don't get people, it's one thing paying subs to watch girls not show any nudity online, but to buy people shit off of an Amazon gift list for strangers, it boggles my fucking mind. I bought a girl a necklace and a giant chocolate Bart Simpson when I was 10 years old because she smiled at me. Yes, embarrassing, of course. Lacking consent, of course. I was a chauvinistic piece of shit 10-year-old, I'll tell you that right now. Basically, the path to a sociopathic sexual sadist, but that's for another episode. Even that sad romantic interpretation isn't as bad as these online simps. Christ, you make fucking 10-year-old Wes Dawson look like a pre-PC James Bond. Well, thank the great Lord Shabugamu, we are done for this week, and I assure you next week we'll definitely be back to our usual engaging, dynamic, and creative episodes that we're known for here at Gabagool Nate. This week was a bit of an off week, but we will be back next week with the same show you have come to know and love. My name is Wes Dawson. This has been Gabagool Nate. Please listen, like, share, and subscribe.